You have waited patiently, perhaps far longer than anyone else would have. You gave your heart, your time, and your loyalty to someone who walked away without giving you clarity or closure. And now, after everything, this person is coming back with a heavy heart, weighed down by guilt and regret. They finally realize the depth of your value, and they're ashamed of how they left things abruptly, without explanation, and without considering how their silence would affect you. Now, they're rushing in with apologies, desperate to make things right. The time apart has been tormenting for them. The same silence that once felt like an escape has become deafening in your absence. This person is now prepared to do whatever it takes to earn your forgiveness, to rebuild what they carelessly dismantled. They know they made a grave mistake when they chose other people or unstable situations over you. At the time, they couldn't see clearly. They thought they were choosing safety, comfort, or excitement. But all they found was disappointment, chaos, and emotional emptiness. And now, they are paying the price for that decision in the form of sleepless nights, internal battles, and constant thoughts of you. They're not just regretful, they're suffering. And it's a pain that runs deep, because it stems not from what others did to them, but from what they did to you. They hurt you. There's no denying that. And now, ironically, they are the one crying. They are the one broken and vulnerable, wondering if you will even want to hear them out. The words they once held back, those feelings they buried out of fear, are now rising to the surface, demanding to be expressed. They didn't tell you how they felt before because they feared being vulnerable, feared losing control, feared that loving you would make them too exposed. But in running from their feelings, they ran from the very thing that made them feel most alive, you. Your person knows they were inconsistent. They know they sent mixed signals, kept you hanging, made promises they couldn't keep, or perhaps disappeared altogether. That inconsistency became a source of pain for you, so much so that eventually, you had no choice but to pull your energy back to protect your heart. And now, as they sit in silence, watching from a distance, they're filled with love for you, but it's a love that has no outlet. They're silently loving you from afar, but your silence in return is slowly breaking them. Not hearing your voice, not feeling your presence, not knowing whether you still care, it's a weight they carry every day, and it's growing heavier. They feel uncomfortable in their current life situation. Nothing feels right without you in it. Everything seems messier, more complicated, and less meaningful. They're beginning to understand something they didn't value enough before. Your emotional support was their anchor. You were their safe place, their comfort, their source of encouragement. Your energy was uplifting, healing, and powerful. And now that it's gone, they realize how much they relied on it, how much they needed it to navigate the difficult phases of life. They're struggling now. Not just with regret, but with the overwhelming reality of the chaos they created by pushing you away. They long for your presence not just because they miss you, but because they've come to understand how much stronger, more focused, and more capable they felt when you were by their side. You brought peace into their life, and they took that peace for granted. Now, they crave it more than ever. It's clear now, undeniably so, that this person loves you. They didn't walk away because they stopped caring. They walked away because they didn't know how to handle the depth of their own feelings. They were afraid. Afraid of being seen, of being vulnerable, of confronting the pain and trauma they've been carrying for years. But in your absence, they've begun doing that inner work. They've started to face those old wounds, confront the patterns that caused them to hurt you, and understand where they went wrong. They ran from you not because you were the problem, but because they weren't ready to be the person you deserved. But running only made one thing clear: their heart and soul truly belong with you. Being apart from you didn't bring clarity through distance, it brought pain and longing. and that longing has become a powerful motivator for change. They want a fresh start. They want to show up now with healed energy, with honest intentions, with consistent love. They don't just want to return to what once was, they want to build something stronger, something real, something lasting. They now realize that no one else compares to you, and no other connection feels as meaningful. Your absence has taught them what your presence truly meant. And now, all they can hope for is a chance to prove it to you, to listen to your pain, to own their mistakes, and to love you in the way you always deserved. I thought that by leaving you behind, I was doing both of us a favor. At the time, it felt like the right decision, like I was protecting us from something too big, too intense, too overwhelming to manage. But looking back now, I see how wrong I was. Not a day goes by that I don't miss you. Whether you believe it or not, you remain a constant presence in my thoughts. It doesn't matter how much time passes or how far apart we are, my heart still feels connected to yours. Since the day I met you, my entire world has changed. I've been through things, grown, learned, but nothing has shifted my soul the way you did just by being in my life. There was something extraordinary about the way we connected. It wasn't casual or simple, it was deep, electric, and undeniable. That intensity pulled me in immediately. I felt seen in a way I had never experienced before. You looked at me, and it was as though you saw the version of myself I didn't even know existed. That scared me. I won't pretend otherwise. I ran because the connection felt too powerful, too consuming. I didn't know how to handle something that real. I wasn't ready to surrender myself to something that demanded so much honesty, vulnerability, and truth. Even now, I can get completely lost in your eyes, even when I'm only looking at a photo. There's something about you that still captivates me, even from miles away. I find myself staring at your picture, feeling like you're somehow still with me, like the energy that passed between us hasn't faded. I don't understand how it's possible, but I can still feel what you feel. Sometimes it's subtle, a tug in my chest, a quiet knowing. Other times, it's overwhelming. I used to think I was imagining it, that maybe I was just being dramatic or losing my mind. But now I know better. That connection was, and still is, very real. I regret the way I went silent on you. I wish I had found the courage to say everything I'm saying now before I let the silence stretch so long. I carry that regret with me constantly. I feel the sadness settle in every time I remember the last moment we shared, the last chance we had to truly be together. If I could go back and relive that moment, I wouldn't hesitate to hold on tighter, to speak from my heart, to choose you instead of running. You are my true love. It's taken distance and time for me to fully understand that, but it's the truth. The longer we're apart, the more certain I become. My heart burns for you in ways I can't fully explain. It's not just longing, it's a deep ache, a restless yearning that doesn't go away no matter how much I try to distract myself. I would give anything to be with you again, to hold you, to look into your eyes without fear, to tell you everything that I was too afraid to say before. Before I met you, I was blind to love. I thought I knew what love was, but I didn't, not really. You changed that. You woke something up in me that had been asleep for far too long. I don't think you even realize how deeply I noticed the little things you did, how you smiled when you were nervous, the way your eyes lit up when you talked about something you were passionate about, the kindness in your voice when you spoke to people. All of those small moments made me fall for you even harder. They're etched in my memory like a song I can't forget. I know I may not deserve another chance. I know I hurt you, and that pain might still linger. But I hope that, in your heart, there's still space for me. I'm not the same person I was when I walked away. I've grown, I've reflected, and I've realized just how rare and beautiful what we had truly was. I won't make the same mistake twice. If I'm ever given the chance again, I will hold on to you with everything I have. No matter where life takes us, I want you to know that I love you deeply, fully, and without conditions. That love has only grown stronger with time. You are not forgotten. You are not replaceable. You are the person who showed me what real love feels like. And for that, I will always be grateful, even if all I can do now is carry that love with me and hope that one day, somehow, our paths will cross again. Until then, know this: you are loved. You are missed. And you will always have a piece of my heart. Lately, I've been overwhelmed by all these flashbacks of our past conversations, moments that once felt so ordinary, but now carry a weight I can't ignore. They replay in my mind like scenes from a film, reminding me of everything I had, and everything I lost. I find myself constantly thinking about the way things used to be between us. You were so patient, so warm, and so genuinely invested in what we were building together, and yet, when I had the chance to truly show you my love and affection, I blew it. I mishandled something beautiful and rare, and it's only now, in your absence, that I truly understand the depth of my mistake. Looking back, I can see how I was trying to play a role, someone who seemed confident, in control, detached even. I acted like a player, convinced that holding back my time and attention would make me more desirable, that appearing unavailable would somehow draw you closer. I thought that charm and mystery could win you over. But that was such a misguided and immature way to approach love, especially with someone like you. I completely misread the kind of person you are. You're not someone who's impressed by games or surface-level attention. You're a woman who values depth, honesty, commitment, someone who believes in long-term relationships, not fleeting connections. And I failed to meet you where you were, where you always stood with grace and sincerity. I feel embarrassed when I think about how I behaved. The choices I made weren't just immature, they were selfish and short-sighted. I wanted to keep your love without fully giving mine. I wanted your loyalty without offering you the same in return. And yet, throughout it all, you remained genuine and loyal, even when I didn't deserve it. From the very beginning, you were open-hearted and consistent, always showing up, always being real. You gave so much of yourself, and I returned it with hesitation and fear, afraid of being vulnerable, afraid of giving up control. There's a deep regret that settles in my chest when I think about how I let you down. I lied, not because I wanted to hurt you, but because I was scared of admitting how I truly felt. I hid my real emotions behind a facade, trying to seem unfazed, when in reality, I was falling for you more deeply than I could admit. I was afraid of the intensity of my own feelings. I convinced myself that I had time, that you would always be there, that your love was something I could take for granted. I didn't realize that even the most patient heart has its limits, and I pushed yours too far. What hurts the most is knowing how much you believed in me. You saw something in me that I didn't see in myself, and instead of honoring that, I shut you out. Now, all I'm left with are memories and dreams where you still care, where you still reach for me the way you used to. Even in sleep, I imagine your voice, your laughter, your presence. I had grown so used to your love and attention that I truly believed it would never go away. I assumed it would always be there, waiting, no matter how carelessly I handled it. But now I know, it doesn't work that way. It's painful to admit, but I took you for granted. I didn't appreciate the value of what we had until it was gone. I see now how rare and precious your kind of love is. You were the one who stood by me when I didn't even deserve it. You were too good for me, and that truth is something I carry with me every day. I was foolish not to realize that being with someone as special as you required effort, honesty, and presence, all of which I failed to give fully. I don't expect this message to fix everything. I know words alone can't undo the damage or erase the hurt. But I needed you to know that I see things more clearly now. I recognize the ways I failed you, and I'm genuinely sorry, not just because I lost you, but because I didn't cherish you when I had the chance. If nothing else, I hope you can find peace in knowing that your love did touch me deeply. You changed me in ways I can't fully explain, and even if we never find our way back to each other, I'll always carry that part of you with me. You deserved so much better than what I gave, and I only hope that wherever life takes you, you're surrounded by the kind of love you gave so freely, because you truly are one of a kind.